Greetings, fellow Ambazonians, and Merry Christmas in advance. It is exactly 3 years, I think. It should be 2022, where today exactly, Ambazonians were supposed to wake up with the international community of a very big announcement made by the Canadian Global Affairs. That is their own version of a foreign ministry. The minister, Melina Julie, which we have come to know a lot, was supposed to announce that a peace deal for a framework and agreement have been reached between the Cameroon government and Ambazonian separatist movement. And unfortunately, that day it didn't happen. We were expecting to deliver to our people a Christmas gift, and something that did not happen. After we failed, we also were supposed to have a big announcement made that will reflect Paul Biya's end of year speech in 2022 for an agreement that was reached. An agreement was reached exactly a week before when we were here in Canada. But those are all history. Today, I will put in my screen, you'll see an article that have been published by a newspaper called La Presse, which have quoted one big professor called Dr. Muna Lekunze from the International Relations University in Aberdeen in Australia. In that publication, they quote him, I will read, it says, "It's difficult to say who is winning the war, but the ambition of the rebels to create a new state seems unattainable." That is a statement made that was quoted in that article by Dr. Lekunze in Aberdeen. And it says one thing, that his observation, you cannot tell who is winning the war because war is still ongoing. Cameroon military men are being killed. Ambazonian fighters are being killed. Our population are still being trapped in the middle. Whether you like it or not, whether Cameroon want to exert itself or not, they are still paying a price. Who is winning? Has Cameroon been able to post and impose its SDO and DO in our territory like it was before the crisis or war? No. We used to have over 85% of DOs and SDOs who are all francophones. Today, they cannot do that. They cannot do that. And the last statement he made about attainability of our political ambition in Ambazonia, I'll come to that later. But I want to read 3 tweets that were made by Herman Cohen. Herman Cohen has been a staunch supporter of human rights in Africa. He was a former Undersecretary of State for African Affairs in the United States State Department and have served in Africa in that capacity. He's very consequential, and what he says bear a lot of weight to what the American government may want to say, but they don't want to be on the record. So I'll read 3 of his posts dating back as in November 2019. The first post, which is a tweet, it says that was in 11th August 2019. This is the tweet he made. By offering a national dialogue to end the violence, Paul Biya has, for the first time, recognized the legitimacy of the Anglophone rebels. International mediation from the US, preferably, will expedite the end of the conflict. So that was Herman Cohen talking about Paul Biya recognizing and legitimizing the Ambazonian cause and the actions of the rebels or our Amba boys. So there is no debate that their fighting is legitimate. They are legitimate fighting recognized internationally. 24 December 2019, he made another tweet which I want to read. He says that Anglophone separatists are correct to reject special status granted unilaterally by Parliament. At the same time, separatists cannot force Anglophones citizens to accept independence. In this second post, Herman Cohen says that our Ambazonian separatist movement, we are right to reject the special status that was offered. We are right, unilaterally by the Cameroon government. And to help highlight the points that the special status was granted unilaterally by the Cameroon government, you don't need to go far. Listen to the interview that was provided by Archbishop Andrew Kia, who is a very credible and very forthcoming individual, very bold man of God. He said one of the critical decisions taken in the special status debate in the Grand National Dialogue was the decision to have two houses of chiefs and also a decision to reject the idea of a two-state federation. And that was made by the position by late chief.
Okay. We said federation. And this is how we went into the dialogue. Now, this is what I want to explain to your televiewers. Right. When we went into that dialogue and we started talking, this was still the opening of the dialogue. It was Chief, the late from Mukete, who got up and he made an analysis. All the videos are still there. From Mukete started by saying that the position of the Southwest was that they don't want to have anything to do with the Northwest. And that if they are talking about federation, the Southwest position was that they didn't want any federation as long as that will have them to do with the Northwest. We're all in this hall. And Mukete went back to history to analyze the divisions and the disagreements between Southwest and Northwest. And that federation on condition that Southwest and Northwest are not together. Now, when he said this was the position that the Southwest brought to dialogue. And the Southwest said, 10-state federation. They were for federation, but 10-state federation. With these arguments, there is provision for special status. So let us go back now to this constitution and see how this special status can help Northwest and Southwest remain a little bit independent, but at the same time, not within the federation. This was a compromise position that came out of the dialogue because the Southwest position was that they wanted federation, but nothing to do with the Northwest.
And said that the people in Southwest don't want to have anything to do with the people in Northwest. And he is a member of the CPDM Central Committee, a staunch opposition member against Ambazonian independence. So these are the people who were there in the Grand National Dialogue making critical decisions. They are not party of the conflict. They are supporters of the regime. So the conclusion of the Grand National Dialogue was a unilateral decision made by the Cameroon government without the separatist movement. Yes, it recognizes and legitimizes the fighting of our forces from a Cameroon perspective. But internationally, the conflict is recognized, and that is why a humanitarian crisis was declared. So it is a recognized and legitimate struggle going on in our country. Nevertheless, Herman Cohen further said that the rebels cannot force independence on the people. That means the independence that was declared by Siseko Ayoktabi of Ambazonia cannot be forced down the throat of Anglophones if things are not going well. To do that will mean creating a hostage situation where our people are trapped by our own political ambition or aspirations. We cannot do that. We cannot force our people to accept independence. We cannot force independence for people to believe that we are independent. We cannot force that option on our people either. So it is right to reject the special status. It is wrong to impose independence on our people. We must respect our people's right. The third post of Herman Cohen I want to read to you people is the one he made in 20 December 2020, where he said, having effectively prevented Anglophone separatists from achieving their political objective of independence, The Cameroon government should now initiate a process of reconciliation that would emphasize regional cultural autonomy. So that's from Herman Cohen saying that basically the Cameroon government have prevented Ambazonia from attaining its objective of separation. It is something that the international community knows. And you should know, if a game has ended, if match done finish, you still play, that means you don't lose sense. We have not been able to succeed to gain recognition of our independence declared by Siseko Ayoktabi. Neither have we succeeded to have any recognition of our sovereignty following that declaration of independence by Siseko Ayoktabi. We must acknowledge that, because the Cameroon government have acknowledged that they have failed to assimilate us or to dilute our nationalism.
On avait la possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone, qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité. Et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur pied un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone anglophone, mais elle reste dans l'intégrité territoriale du Cameroun.
It is the right thing to do. We must meet them halfway. There is no military victory in this war. We cannot obtain our objective militarily. Neither can Cameroon attain the objective militarily. So, after all these events, we had this dialogue that took place, this negotiation that took place in Canada, which an agreement was achieved. Unfortunately, it did not materialize. The rest is history. Today, under our leadership, we are pushing for the devolution of Cameroon constitutionally that will grant our people effective autonomy that will reflect our historic origin and maintain our uniqueness as a single people that joined Cameroon in an act of self-determination. This is the best possible outcome, and I'm appealing to all of our people to support PRAP's mission and the mission of our partners in the APJ for a devolution of Cameroon that will grant us autonomy and secure for our people their uniqueness and their cultural authenticity and effective autonomy that will put governance in the hands of our people and secure a democratic pathway for our people to be able to exercise their right of self-determination in a democratic means. We appeal to you to support this effect. We are getting into Christmas holiday. Things will slow down diplomatically. We will brief you deeply in our diplomatic engagement to give to you an update of our achievement and our envisaged achievement. We, as an organization in PRAP, will be launching our membership card. Some of our old members within our network will have membership cards that will backdate their engagement with us. So contact the members of PRAP, contact us through our website, contact us through our various platforms so that you can be issued a membership card if you believe in our vision. All Ambazonians are encouraged to be bold, to join this movement that choose the alternative means of non-violence to secure for our people a future that they deserve in an attainable roadmap that have been embraced by over 14 different Ambazonian organizations and communal-based groups. Our people deserve better, and that can be the best Christmas gift we can give them. Have a good day, everybody. God bless you.